Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I am on a financial freedom journey with my family. Before we get into today's video, I wanted to thank Mint Mobile for partnering with me on today's video. If you've been on my channel for any amount of time, you know that my husband and I have been using Mint Mobile ourselves for over a year now, almost a year and a half, and we have had such an amazing experience with Mint Mobile. My only regret is that we didn't switch sooner because we could have been saving so much money on our wireless bill every single month by switching to Mint. I'm so grateful that we ended up switching to Mint. If you guys have been on my channel for a while, you probably remember that I was very skeptical initially and I was worried that we would have issues, but it was such a seamless process and we have truly loved it. And like I said, we are still using it to this day. So clearly we are loving it and enjoying it ourselves. Mint Mobile keeps costs low because they sell directly to you and you can switch in as low as 15 minutes. And I genuinely mean that because my husband and I switched in one day. It was like very quick. I had this lead up to it. I was so nervous about switching and then it literally took us like a few minutes. It is such a seamless process. They use digital eSIM cards. So literally it's just the flip of a switch on your phone and you are in business with Mint. You can go on their website under their coverage map and check any of the places that you frequent, where you live, where you work, all of that to make sure that you would have great service in your area as well. I'm so excited to announce that Mint Mobile has an amazing promotion going on right now. When you use my link, mintmobile.com/deardebt, I will have it on the screen as well as in the description box below. New customers can get $15 a month for any plan when you sign up for a 3-month plan with Mint. That is an incredible deal, $45 for unlimited everything for 3 months. So if you are interested in checking out Mint, again, click on my link in the description box and check it out. I truly recommend Mint and have had such a great experience, which is why I continue to partner with them on my videos. It is a company that I truly stand behind and I take my partnerships very, very seriously on this channel. So again, thank you so much to Mint Mobile for partnering with me on this video. All right, so let's get started with our budget reconciliation for July. I cannot believe that July is over. I feel like it has just flown by. We have been so busy this month. It was such a fun month. I absolutely love the summer months. Obviously with kids, I feel like it's just so much more fun than even usual. It's just so busy and so many things going on, so many parties and sports wrapping up and all of that. So we actually finished my son's July baseball season, or we finished his baseball season in July, I should say. So that was really fun. We had a party and all of that. Now he's ramping up for football. So never ends. It's like we're rolling right into another sport here. Let's go ahead and get started with our July budget recap. Another fun thing that I did in July was I went on a really short trip to go visit my friend in Colorado. That was really fun. If you notice, I am wearing my wedding ring on my right hand because I got a gigantic blister on my left hand from wearing my wedding ring and going kayaking. So that was fun. Anyways, I did fund that trip from my personal spending money. So luckily I have a friend that lives there, so I didn't have any expenses with that. We tried to kind of cook at home more. I did spend a little bit of my personal spending on food and drinks. And the plane ticket was covered by our Southwest points. So it was a really affordable trip, very quick. I left on Friday, I got back on Sunday. I did get a ton of delays on my flight back, but it ended up being fine. So it was a really fun trip, no kids, and it was really exciting to have some adult time away from my kids and not have to be a mom for the weekend. I mean, I was obviously still a mom, but not actively at that point. My husband was here with the kids. So super fun month. Let's go ahead and get started with our recap and talk about how we spent our money in the month of July. So first thing we have up here is our W-2 income. So my husband and I are both W-2 employees. So we do just make our regular salary most months. So our salary, sorry if you hear my phone going off, it is my husband texting me and I have my MacBook right here, so it is going off. Our salary was $7,300 for the month of July. We also did have side hustle income. I forgot to add that in here because it was so small. We only had $21 of side hustle income. I was kind of failing at posting in July again, at least for Debt Free Friday. I feel like I think I only posted 2 out of 4. So yeah, it was not a great month for side hustle income, but that's okay. So $73.21 is what we are working with for the month of July. That's the amount of money we had to spend. So let's go ahead and see where we spent that in the month of July. So our first category obviously is our mortgage. That is our biggest expense every single month. So we did spend $25.27. That's our current mortgage amount. That includes our taxes and our insurance, all of that wrapped into one. So that was 34% of our take-home pay. Now, I will say, like, 34% sounds like a lot for a mortgage, at least to me. I feel like I grew up or like heard, 25% or less is kind of like where you want your mortgage at. Number one, we currently have an escrow shortage, so we're in the process of paying that back. So hopefully it'll go back down a little bit. And number two, our net income could be higher, but we have a lot of deductions being taken out. So part of it is like season of life, right? Because we have really high deductions for like health insurance because we have our entire family on our health insurance, so it's very expensive. And we also put a decent amount of money into our 401ks that is coming out. And then we're also putting a good chunk of money into our HSA because we do have those medical expenses. So it's like a give and take. I am comfortable with this amount, but if for whatever reason, if we ever needed to like increase our take home, we could reduce our 401ks, we could reduce our HSA, like things like that. So just wanted to put that out there because I feel like when I say the percentage of income, it kind of like catches me even off guard because I always forget like that our mortgage is actually a pretty significant chunk of our income. But we've also worked really hard in the last few years to reduce our expenses. So we paid off our debt and all of that. So it's definitely manageable for us. But I just wanted to put that out there because I feel like it sounds like a lot when I say it out loud. So next up we have our credit card fee. So like I said in the beginning of this video, I used my credit card points to fly to go see my friend. And that is because we have a Southwest credit card. So we have to pay the annual fee. It's $99. You also get like a chunk of points when you pay that. So I think you get 6,000 points for the card that I have. Yeah, I think it's worth it. We love it. We use it literally for everything. It is nice to have because we end up flying for free most of the time. I have only bought a few flights in the last few years since we've gotten the card. And that's just because we literally spend anything that I can put on that card, I put on it. Like our day-to-day expenses, literally any fees that I can put on it, I put on it. Like our school registration went on my card. School supplies this month. I'm just thinking of things that I like just did. School supplies went on the card. So yeah, we use that card a lot. So we do get a lot of points and it's really nice to have. So I don't mind paying the $99 fee. I did mean to call this year and see if they would waive it, but I totally forgot and it's fine. So our next thing is our Peloton. So we do have a Peloton bike. So we do have to pay the monthly subscription. I actually just bought a bench for like weightlifting, because we don't have one and I really wanted one. It was really cheap on Amazon. If you guys are interested, I will actually see if I can remember to link it down below. But we bought like a bench and some 20-pound weights. I will link both of those down below if you guys are interested or looking. I spent so much time researching benches and weights because we have like up to 15-pound weights. We wanted up to 20. So I'm really trying to get back into like weightlifting and doing things like that. So I do use the Peloton app for like their strength classes too. So I'm trying to get back on that. So like I said, I'll link both those below if you guys are interested, if you're in the market for that kind of thing. But yeah, we bought those things. So I'm hoping to like really get back into a good routine. I don't know. I've been like off of it really since I lost my sister. I have not been working out consistently. It's just been hard for me to like think about that at this point. Like I feel like I'm just trying to get through the days still a little bit, and like working out has just been like last on my radar. I also haven't even been reading either. It's just been, I've been like surviving and not doing the things that I want to be doing necessarily all of the time. So trying to get back on that. Thought maybe if I bought myself some workout equipment that might like motivate me. So Peloton, that is $45. Then we have our internet, that's $60. That's just our like fixed fee for that. Yeah, it's pretty minimal, but we don't have like cable or anything. So we just use our internet and like 1 or 2 streaming services a month, depending on which one it is. We permanently, we have HBO Max and Disney Plus. We pay both of those annually, so those are like not a reoccurring fee, but those are the ones that we have. And then like randomly, sometimes we'll get like a month of Netflix for like $8, and then we'll cancel it right away. So we usually do it like a month at a time because we used to have a Netflix subscription and we just didn't use it, didn't watch it enough. So sometimes we'll like randomly get like a month of Hulu, a month of Prime, those kind of things. But yeah, don't have any of those like recurring. So then our electric is fixed at $219. We're on budget billing right now, which has been working out really good for us. I have enjoyed it. I know I was super skeptical. If you guys have been on my channel for a while, I was super skeptical about budget billing and didn't think that I would like it, but I actually do. It's nice to not have to like look at it, even though it's funny because I still look at our bill every single month because we do still get like a usage bill. We just don't have to pay what we used. So I do still watch it. And I do feel like it actually has made me a little bit better of a consumer of our electric because I feel like I'm like trying to keep it under $219 so that it'll reduce instead of grow at the end of like the year or whatever when they recalculate it. So I do feel like I've been a little bit better about like our electric usage since going to budget billing, which is funny. I did not expect that. So $219 was our electric. We have an automatic brokerage amount of $100 that goes every single month to our brokerage. This is relatively new for us. We did this a couple months ago. I just wanted to have like a reoccurring thing to our brokerage because we weren't putting money in there consistently, and we do want to retire early. At least my husband will probably retire early because he's like in more of like a physical like work type atmosphere, and I'm like at an office job, so I feel like I can work a lot longer than him, just like health wise, and like my job is very relaxed as far as like, you know, being like physically taxing. So I'm hoping that my husband can retire a little bit early. So we do need money to be able to tap into if he does want to retire early at some point. So that would be our brokerage. So we're just trying to like build up a little bit in here. I think we've got around $4,000 to $5,000 in there right now. And so, you know, little bits do add up over time. So I'm hoping we'll be able to increase this. I would really like to increase this to $250 next year. So I'm hoping that we can do that. So it'll keep increasing year over year, hopefully. Then we also have $100 for giving. This is a recurring donation that we do to St. Jude, and that happens automatically every single month. And lastly, we have spending. So my husband and I both get $100 a month for personal spending. We just do whatever we want with this. This is our money to spend. We spend it on whatever. Like I said, I did go to Denver this past weekend, and I spent some of my personal spending money that I had kind of been saving up for that. Although it was very like low cost because we kind of just chilled out and didn't really do a whole bunch, and it was a pretty short trip. But yeah, I spent some of my money there and it was really nice. So gas is our next category here, and we set aside $250. We actually only spent $213. Like I said, our sports were kind of wrapping up in the month of July. We didn't really do a lot of driving or traveling, so we were a little bit under budget for that category, which was nice, and that was about 3%. I guess it was about 2%. Oops, sorry. Then we had our groceries. We had budgeted $950. We did bump this up a little bit because it's summer and the kids are home and we're having to, you know, do breakfast, lunch, dinner, all of those things. We actually were a little bit under budget, which was great. We were at $935, which I feel like we were pretty close to that last month. I think we were like just over 900 last month. So we're pretty consistently being in that range. So I feel pretty good about that. I'm really not like pinching pennies here on the groceries. Like we buy what we want to buy. I don't really have to think about it too much. Like I don't worry about it too much. I just kind of get what we need to get. And it's kind of landing around this like $935. I am hoping that once my kids are back in school, we can reduce this back down to like $800 to $900 hopefully, but for right now we've got a lot of things, people coming in our house and eating snacks and all that stuff, so that's where we're going to keep it at for now. Fun and kids, we budgeted $100 and we actually spent $149, so not surprised by this because We just had a lot of things going on for our kids this month. It was like a fun month for them. And yeah, we just had a lot of spending going on. So it was I don't know why I keep getting these percentages wrong. It should be 2%. Sorry. Anyways, I'm like all over the place today. Anyways, it was a fun month for the kids. They had a lot of stuff going on. They had a couple birthday parties and all of that kind of stuff. So we did a little bit more spending in like the fun category, but that's totally okay. I should have probably bumped that up to $150. And miscellaneous, we budgeted $200. We spent $214. To be honest, I don't even remember really what we spent in this category. Couldn't tell you. Don't even remember. But clearly we spent $214. Again, that's pretty close to being on budget, so I'm not gonna balk about that. Like it is what it is. It's fine. Close enough. Dining out, we budgeted $300. We spent $362. Oh, that's okay. I probably should have bumped this one up too, knowing that we were going to be like busy doing stuff. Oh, that's what we did. We took our kids to a movie. That was part of this. And I think I ended up putting it in miscellaneous because otherwise I knew we were going to be over budget. So I think that was part of this. And you guys, it is so expensive to take your kids to the movies these days. Like, holy cow. It is like crazy expensive, even if you don't really get a lot of food. So yeah, $362 on dining out. I felt like that was whatever. I mean, we could have obviously done better, but I don't feel like we're like out of control with it right now. So it's fine. We're trying to enjoy the summer, enjoy the time with our kids. And sometimes that means that we don't get home till 7:30, 8 o'clock and nobody's wanting to cook at that point. So is what it is. So next categories are our sinking funds. So this is what we plan to do. So 100 to car, 100 to kids, 100 to home, 250 to vacation, and 100 to Christmas. We bumped up our vacation. We actually bumped up quite a few of these recently, just because I felt like we were kind of needing more money in our sinking funds at this point. So kids, we've been drawing on lately because we've been spending on like back to school and school registration fees and sports registration fees. So that was at 50. So I definitely felt like we needed to raise that one up a little bit because we have been spending a lot of money out of that category lately with all of those things. And car, we do pay for our car registration out of there, any maintenance, and then we also pay for our car insurance. And we have had a buffer in that account, so we haven't needed to like put a ton in there, but we're kind of running a little lower on the buffer than I would like at this point. And also like our cars are not going to last forever. So I feel like we need to bump this one up. So we're doing 100 for car now too. And like I said, vacation, we want to take a vacation. So we need more money in there. So 250 it is moving forward, at least for now. And this is exactly what we did. We did all of the ones that we wanted to. Christmas, we haven't changed because we're doing $100 a month in there, and that'll give us the amount that we want to have for Christmas, which is about $1,200. I know that might sound like a lot, but we have 3 kids. We have 7 nieces and nephews that we typically buy for. We have our parents that we typically get, some small things for. So yeah, it is a lot of people to buy for. And also that would include like our Christmas cards, any of our like decorations. We really don't typically buy a lot of decorations, but like if we wanted to, so if we wanted to, we could buy some, but we probably won't have that much left over in reality. So we actually sent $1,470 to our Roth IRA. I did actually look back. I usually forget to look back at what we had thought we were going to set aside. So we had budgeted $1,500. We sent $1,470. We were off by $30 for that. I feel really good about that though, because that's pretty close. And we did have some overspending. So I was a little bit more reserved with our Roth IRA this month because I knew we were probably going to overspend a little bit. So total income for this month was $73.21. Total expenses $73.43. And the difference is negative $22. Now I do round these numbers, so it's not exactly $22. It's a little bit less like in reality, but that just comes out of our buffer account. That just comes out of our account buffer that we have in our checking account. So it's fine. We don't have to be like exact with our budget, which is nice because we do have that buffer. That kind of helps us in case we do go over budget a little bit. So that is all I have for July. Let me know in the comments down below how July went for you. I would love to hear about it. And that's all I have for you guys today. I will talk to you in my video on Friday. Bye guys.